This video was made possible by Wix. If you're ready to create a website, head over to wix.com/go/infographics2019 to try out one of their premium plans right now. Modern phones are great. Odds are right now that you're watching the show on a smartphone, and you probably have half a dozen apps all running in the background, waiting for you to switch to them with the flick of a finger. But do you really think you could live your life without your phone? How about just for 1 week? No texting, no Instagram, no net on the go. What would it be like to be disconnected from the world without a phone for a full week? Today, we're putting your favorite and our least important writer through another challenge for the sake of your curiosity. In Challenge, No Phone for a Week. Day 1. I actually remember life without cell phones. In fact, I didn't get my first cell phone until I was 18, shortly after I got out of basic training and finished all my initial military training schools. I remember how isolated we were from the world during basic, and then all the schools that came after. And I remember the shock of returning to the civilized world almost a year after. Two things stood out the most. First, there were ads playing in movie theaters, and second, everyone had Blackberries that could browse the web on their phone. It literally felt like I had been away from the world for years. This challenge seems deceptively easy. How hard can it be to not have a phone for a week? After all, it's not like I'm on a total media blackout. I still have my laptop and my desktop at home. Nobody uses a phone for calls anymore, and if you are one of those people that insists on calling when you could just text, you're a terrible person. Calls are for emergencies only, and like big ones. Missing limbs or getting taken by Eastern European sex traffickers kind of stuff. Literally everything else can be texted. I digress though. Even if I wanted to call someone, I could just Skype from either of my computers. Browse the web, computer. Play games, computer. Email, computer. Honestly, this challenge is going to be a cinch. And it's kind of nice for once that Infographics is giving me something easy to work with. I'll check in every few days, but honestly, this might be the easiest challenge yet. Nice to finally get an easy layup. Day 3. I underestimated this challenge. At first, I thought it would be no big deal. Anything that I can do on my phone, I can do on my laptop. From calling people to writing emails and even ordering food. But you know what? It's kind of a giant pain in the ass to do everything you could do from your phone on your laptop. I don't mean to sound super first world about this, but having to constantly go back to the laptop for everything from ordering food to sending an email is a serious pain. Without a phone, you suddenly remember just how boring life is, and I kind of feel sorry for those of you young enough to never have experienced the absolute drudgery that life is without being constantly connected. You really can't appreciate how good you have it. With no phone, you remember how terrible it is to sit in traffic and be forced to listen to music on the radio. Don't like the song they're playing? Sure, you can skip it in about 3.5 minutes. Not your style? No problem. Just flip to another station and hope they're playing something you actually like and that the reception is good. Finally find a station playing a song that you really dig, crank it up and sing along, then cringe as hard as you can when the ending gets chopped off for some inane commentary from some stupid radio DJ, especially in the mornings. Oh god, do I hate radio in the mornings. Morning shows are so stupid, and people who grow up wanting to be morning show DJs should be removed from the gene pool. Oh, and do you remember what commercials were? Don't worry, here's 10 minutes straight of commercials to remind you. Yeah, okay, this challenge is harder than I thought. Day 5. I've never realized how very boring and inane my life is. Well, I mean it isn't, I actually happen to enjoy my life, but I guess what I mean is that I never realized how much boringness pervades my day-to-day life. I went to the doctor today and I had to wait a solid half hour due to a scheduling mix-up. And predictably, all of the magazines were terrible. Who even reads golfing magazines anyway? It's like a rule that doctors carry only the most random and uninteresting magazines in the world, along with a bunch of celebrity trash rags. Anyways, the magazine sucked, so okay, no problem, I'll pull up Popular Mechanics on my phone. Wait, that's right, no phone, FML. What else could I do but read about the top 12 golf courses in the world? Which were all pretty, but isn't golfing just hitting a ball with a stick and trying to put it in a hole far away? What could possibly be so different about each course? Put some random windmills and robots and giant clown faces you have to shoot into, and then you've got my attention. Because golf sucks, but mini golf is awesome. That wasn't all though. I went to meet a client hiring me to do a script rewrite, and as usual, she was late because everybody in LA is always late everywhere. I reached for my phone and forgot no phone. Instead, I had a slip of paper in my pocket with her phone number just in case I had to call her when I got there. That's right, just in case something happened and I had to physically call her on a landline telephone from somewhere and let her know I'd be late. That statement sounds insane, but it used to be real life when I was growing up. Now, I'm not even sure that businesses have a physical landline anymore. I haven't carried numbers written on pieces of actual paper, I think, in 20 years. I actually remember getting girls' numbers on slips of paper. That used to be a thing. And then you'd lose the slip of paper and you hated yourself forever. So I sat in the coffee shop waiting for my meeting, having literally nothing to do, and you know what I discovered? When you're sitting at a public coffee shop alone and doing nothing, not typing on a laptop, not watching something or texting on your phone, not listening to music, just sitting at your table doing absolutely nothing, you look like a serious creep. I kept catching people looking at me out of the corner of their eye, probably thinking things like, OMG, what is that weirdo doing sitting alone doing nothing? You know what? Growing up, people did that, and it was perfectly normal. They just went places, sat down, and enjoyed a drink and getting out of the house. Now, you get treated like a sex offender if you're not texting or watching something on a phone in public. Like, people can't trust you, you're an alien unless they know you're physically connected to the electronic world through your cellular umbilical, or homeless. Because one person actually left a quarter on my table as he passed by. What the hell have phones turned our world into? Although hey, free quarter, day 7. Alright, I'll admit it. I'm an overprivileged first worlder that needs his gadgets to enjoy life. A week without a phone has been terrible and a lot more difficult and boring than I thought. It's weird to have to ask to use people's phones at businesses to make phone calls. People literally look at you like you're robbing them or like you're the weirdest person in the world. Yet, just years ago, this was a thing everybody did all the time. You'd walk into a shop and say, hey, can I use your phone to make a call? And they'd be like, sure, no problem. And that was it. Now you do that today and people's faces look like they think you're gonna molest them. So here's the thing. I've been through crap in my life. I've been deployed to some really tough places. I know I can handle life without a phone, no problem. I even enjoy camping and getting away from everything a few times a year. But just because I'm capable of doing that doesn't mean I don't want to enjoy maximum convenience and comfort when I can have it. That's the thing that pisses me off about people bemoaning us first worlders and our technology. We could easily live life without it, but there's nothing wrong with enjoying it if you do have it. One of my absolute pet peeves is when people post stupid memes on Facebook saying how everybody's too busy staring at their phones to talk in public anymore. That is 100% BS. Because if you look at photos from the past of people riding trains or being in public, you see everyone is reading a newspaper, sleeping, or just ignoring each other. People love to pretend like phones have somehow disconnected us from each other, as if in the past our everyday lives were filled with passionate public discourse and our crowded subways were modern Greek forums where everyday commuters discuss the finer points of art and philosophy with complete strangers. Nonsense. We tried to avoid talking to each other just as hard as we do today because people are terrible. It's just easier to do now and more enjoyable. Besides, everyone busy messing with their phone instead of talking to random strangers is actually engaging with people from all over the world over the internet, or speaking with their best friends via text messages. So if anything, we've become even more engaged in social situations where we have historically always ignored the crap out of everybody, just not with people around us, which again, we always ignored as hard as we could. Anyways, life without a cell phone is boring and full of drudgery. It's also very unproductive. There was a ton of work I didn't do because I didn't have my phone on me during the million lost minutes spent waiting places with nothing to do. I didn't find any spiritual enlightenment in the silence. No life-affirming truth about the nature of humanity or any other feel-good crap. I only found boredom. So, once you're back to using your phone like a normal, regularly functioning human being, why don't you do something fun, like build a website using Wix? You can build an incredible site in no time by using one of their hundreds of fully customizable templates, or bring your own vision to life with their full suite of robust design tools. And with 24/7 tech support for their subscription services and an extensive knowledge base, you can be sure that your site will look great on any device, including that phone you're now allowed to use. Try out Wix today by visiting the link in the description or going to wix.com/go/infographics2019. Think you could last a week without your phone? How about longer? Also check out our other video. I didn't wear underwear for a month. Thanks for watching and we'll see you next time.